So we had a few wonderful things happen. Had one of my mentors showed up, spent the day filming with us. So you're going to see the difference in him as a true custom builder, where everything he makes is to a customer specification versus my production holsters.
Hey guys, this is Jake. Real quick, earlier this year, George had the chance to go record an online class with Illume Atelier, and this is a segment from when one of our mentors, Eric Larsen with HBE Leatherworks, came into the studio and got to meet with George in person for the first time. Make sure to check out Illume, there will be a link in the description. They have a huge catalog of in-depth leatherworking classes designed for anybody from novice to advanced leatherworker. Make sure to check out our classes, how to pattern a modern retention holster and how to construct a modern retention holster. And now, into the video.
Hi everybody, George from EDC Leather, Springfield, Missouri back again, and here is Eric.
Hey everybody, Eric with HBE Leatherworks.
And Salt Lake City.
In Salt Lake.
Okay, there we go. I get this all the time. And as a Blue Gun distributor on our website, boy howdy do I get it, okay? Which is, George, what Blue Guns do I need to get? Typically we have
to start off
a hobby fella that's willing to have a few, and he wants to start catching some gun shows and some craft shows, things of this nature. So he needs a variety. Yep. And I kind of have my standbys that I feed him. What would be your number one?
1911 5-inch.
Exactly. I say get the 1911 5-inch, and I suggest to him cocked and locked.
Absolutely. If you are going to get a gun mold, John, at Blueguns, and it's single action, make sure the mold is exactly how the gun is meant to be carried, how the client is going to carry the gun. It makes things easier for the holster maker. Okay.
Come on, John. We want to feel the love here, brother. We love what you do. And for everybody, we're speaking to John Ring of Rings Manufacturing, who is the creator, owner, and maker and designer of all Blue Guns. There's lots of other colors out there, but this is what we use.
We love you, John. Anyway.
Really, we do.
So,
send us a hat.
Gun number 2.
Well, I want to go back to the 1911, okay? So the 1911 and 5-inch, okay? I can also take and cut that leather shorter, okay?
Absolutely.
And I can mold a Commander in 4 1/4 inch on that exact same mold.
Or a 4-inch.
You know, or a 4-inch, 3.5 or 3.3, going all the way down to the Springfield Micro off of one Blue Gun. Yeah. Do I have individual molds for them? Yes, I do.
Yes.
The way we're doing, and you will as well eventually. But believe it or not, you can start out with
one
that
gun.
One. All right, so number 2 is my turn?
Yep.
Glock 17.
My number 2 as well.
Okay, and that's because I think the last data I saw was 2020, 60% of every handgun sold in America was a Glock.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. Gaston, you're a rich boy, you are.
Yes, you are quite the plumber. But the Glock 17, and we can do the exact same thing.
Covers the 19, the 26, the 27. It covers
31.
Yeah.
Once again, you're cutting them down shorter, okay?
Yep.
And then after you mold it and you pull the Blue Gun out, you can roll that edge into that holster
around the
to
muzzle.
Protect the crown. Once again, do we have the individual firearm in Blue Guns?
Absolutely.
We absolutely do. Do you need it to start with? You absolutely don't.
Nope.
Okay.
Especially if you're new and broke, and those 2 guns right there cover, holy crap, if you buy a railed 5-inch 1911 mold, which is going to work for non-railed 1911s as well, just a thought, it can.
But I would prefer, honestly, we sold all of our railed 1911s except for SIGs. Oh God, we have to talk to the redheaded stepchildren of the 1911. Okay.
Okay, you know what? When SIGs started, they had the different, slide top.
They had the nice.
You had to either alter your holster design, your stitch width. There are all kinds of ways to accomplish fitting a SIG 1911 in a standard 1911 holster, or you get the SIG molds, which were a bitch to find at first. But SIG is actually starting to make a normal 1911.
They are, but if you'll look, it still has a flat area on the top of the deal, but the dimensions are now matching up.
Yeah.
But speaking of SIG, okay, that's going to be my number 3 choice right in today's world, the Sig 365, and I would buy the XL because you can absolutely cut it down for the 365. The single most popular mouse gun in America today. Do you agree?
I agree.
There you go.
Sig 365XL. Rings blue gun.
Okay, so, and that covers 2 guns right there by itself.
Yep.
So now we're at 3. We've done the 1911. We did the
Glock 17.
The Glock, and we've done the Sig 365.
And the 365XL does the XL, the X, and the 365.
Correct. So, what is your number 4 pick?
Man, this is going to be hard.
Come on, Gaston.
Glock 48.
I'm going to go Glock 43.
43? Okay.
And also the 43 XL. Remember the 43 XL is just a longer grip.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a 48,
I always say
48
buy
flame
it.
to 43 slide.
I say buy that way because it's easier to put on the holster. But I come back to Glock on that 43, 48 platform. They're both single stacks, just fantastic concealment firearms.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to sell them. So now we're at 4, okay? So now we're going to start to get a little hard to do. So what are we going to do for number 5, Eric?
You know what? For me, I specialize in, I was the first custom maker for CZ guns in the States. So for me, I would say a CZ75B, but that's just me.
75B, okay.
Okay.
Being in Springfield.
It's a classic.
Being from Springfield, with CZ's global headquarters in Kansas City, CZ 75BD, or the B, is absolutely my next gun as well.
Really?
Right, and we move a lot of them, and we do a lot of the 75Ds. So we had the 1911. The rest of the world had the CZ 75 series.
You bet.
Still fantastic, and probably the most popular pattern that I sell on Etsy, on our website, on all these electronic deals, is the CZ P10C.
Yeah.
The most popular pattern I sell.
Yep.
And we don't sell that many of their holsters. But patterns, the people that got them can't find them.
Yep. CZ's a great gun. Great gun.
So I'm rock solid with the 75 on the CZ at that. But I don't suggest the P10C as a blue gun.
No.
For a holster.
No.
So now let's go to number 6, and I'm going to go Smith & Wesson Shield.
Absolutely. The standard 9mm 40, nothing,
You brought up a valid point. 99% of all firearms that have a 9mm and a 40 are exactly the same frame and slide. And when you see 10mm and 45, usually
it's a larger frame.
It's the same thing. So remember that. Your 9 and your 40 work, okay? With that Shield, you can't go wrong. So we're at 6.
We're at 6. For 7, man, now we're getting
I've got one in my head that we just moved the heck out of.
Go ahead,
okay?
Let's do it.
And it's a low price gun, okay? And it's the PT111, the Taurus G3. Okay, but in a blue gun, I suggest you buy the full size Taurus G3. Now here's what's going on. The G3 and the G3C, okay, are they're straight, just like a Glock, straight slides, okay? The G2 is the same size as the G3, exact dead nuts match, except for it has 2 little fillets cut out of the edge of the top of the slide going to the end from there. And the G2C is the same thing, but a G3 will support a G2C.
Yep.
So there you've got 4 of the very popular firearms and 1 blue gun.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at for 6 is the Taurus G3.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice. Now we're going to start to get weird. I mean, we could go FN 509. We could go HKUSPC.
I've got all the guns. I saw some patterns on a lot of them, but you know what? Something that's really come back. The 380 format's coming back, and the Walther PPK is a classic, and they still build a fantastic firearm.
PK, the PP, the PPK, and the PPKS.
Yes. Okay. So
Absolutely.
I think out of those, I'm going to go PPK.
Okay. Well, the PPK and the PPKS, as far as holsters go, identical. The only difference is the grip length.
Do you agree with that, Walther?
Oh yeah,
design?
absolutely.
Okay, so we're at 7, and all these are money makers which means somebody is going to pick one of these up at every show you go to.
Yep.
Look at it.
Okay, here's where I think you're going to agree with this. Sig 238, and I'll explain why. You just said 380s are coming back.
They are.
Okay. In the 80s, when Colt designed the Mustang, it was a perfect gun for the wrong time, the wrong ammunition. 380 ammo wasn't what it was. You know, it's not what it is now. If Colt only could have seen the success that Sig has with the 238, the first year they brought out the 238 10 years ago, okay, they sold 1 million guns, okay, and Colt went, what the hell? But anyway, so let's see, we've got the Sig 238, the Kimber Micro 380, which is an exact knockoff of the original Colt Mustang, okay, down to the parts. We've got, I mean, Springfield did the 911, which...
Yeah, I think you look at all the 380s.
All the little single action 380s.
But I think you're going to get a lot of regional push on that. So, I would definitely say I have no problem with that Sig 238. We still belong. It's just a great mouse gun.
Yeah.
When you look at other 380s, guys, I think I would suggest going to your local gun shop and saying in 380 caliber what moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's what I would...
Now, that's an 8, right?
Yeah.
I had a thought in my mind. I completely lost it, but I'm gonna say that everybody needs to get a J-frame, a 175 J-frame.
You know what? It should have been actually farther down the list. It should have been 6 or 7.
Yeah, instead of about 8 or 9.
Everybody needs to find, and don't buy a hammerless. Stay away from the 442 and the 642 for your first mold. Okay, the Centennials are great for your 3rd or 4th J-frame, but get a killer 1 7/8, like you're saying, J-frame
full
mold.
shroud.
Yeah, full shroud.
And you're not gonna buy the J-frame off of rings that's listed as a J-frame. You're actually gonna get one of the Tauruses that is just like 2 or 3 thousandths bigger, but has the full diamond shape.
I think you're either talking about the 85 or the 605.
Yes, yeah, the 85.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a better mold for the average J-frame.
I think you're going to get more diversity out of it. You are, you know. And Taurus guns, guys, Taurus's first gun was a Beretta 92 that was made from Beretta machinery with Beretta steel.
Well, they bought the whole factory.
They bought the whole factory. So, and those first run Tauruses that are basically a Beretta are worth thousands of bucks. But Taurus is famous for copying the most tried and true guns ever made. So their revolvers are actually they're not bad guns.
They're pretty decent. They're a little bit too much on the MIMs now.
Yeah.
So
a little too much on the colors and
and too much of that metal that's combined. I don't really trust them as much for the reliability, but for a cheap gun, you can go to the range, you can have a whole lot of fun with. You can carry in the woods where you're hunting, so when the snake comes up, fantastic solution. I know that some of you are thinking that next we're going to go to for our last gun, that you think that we're going to go to the Taurus Judge, and we are not, because it sucks monkey butts. I am going to go to, I'm going to pick mine, you pick yours, okay? But I'm going to say the 320C, the Sig 320C. Remember, I'm an agency, I'm a production builder, and this is what my guys carry.
You know what? I may stick with Sig, but I think I'm going to go either a 220 or a 229. I think I'm going to go...
220 you can't go wrong with.
I'm going to go old school.
And there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. And they're still the 229, which 20 years ago was considered a compact, kind of like the CZ compact. But
the 75D, that's a compact.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with the 3 3/4 inch barreled semi-automatic dual stack with an alloy frame. I mean, it's the same as a CZ PCR or the P01. The 229 it's small enough to conceal. It's large enough that you can shoot the hell out of it. And I don't know. I mean, it's a good number 10 for me.
Now, right. And so I agree with that as well. I really think that a fellow's going to need to build more revolvers. You need to get all of the classic J, K,
Okay,
L.
if I had to pick a number 10, I'd pick a 2-inch SP101 Ruger, 357. Can't go wrong with it.
I'm going to go with the 686.
Okay.
You know, or I'm going to go with the K. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't say GP100, which is now you're getting into the K frame.
Yeah, GP100, probably one of the single most popular Ruger revolvers out in the world
with
today.
good reason. It's the Ruger equivalent to a 686.
Absolutely, is what it is.
Which is the ultimate Swiss Army
I
knife
do want to
revolver.
offer an honorable mention because of things that are happening right now in the world.
Okay.
And I would go back to Browning High Power.
You know what?
Springfield release, and now FN is also licensing. They're opening up the licensing for the Browning High Power, and it's coming back.
You know what?
Mine's been on order for almost a year.
The High Power was the second mold I ever bought. It was my first blue gun, ever.
And
ever.
the High Power will also launch you into a higher dollar gun customer.
You got it. You got it.
I hope that this list helps. At some point, we're going to come back and we're going to have a discussion just the revolvers, the top 10 revolvers, what we want to do.
Yep.
And I think I showed you some sneak previews. We're going to be actually making an in-frame blue gun.
Yes.
It's going to be cool, brother.
Yes.
If I could just get it to work.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eric.
It was great.
Fantastic. Hi, Sweet Pea.
Okay, now you can go, George.
Okay, so we got a tub of water here. We want to get as hot as we can get. That would be me.